All right. What's going on, everyone out there? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the newest edition of the Generations of the Game podcast with your boy JP. And of course, I got the co-pilot. Actually, I'm not the co-pilot. He is the pilot. Introduce yourself there, good brother.
Nah, brother, we equals, man. You know what I'm saying? But y'all know who it is. Will from the Lions Den. What's good, brother?
Just ready for the weekend, brother. Ready for the weekend. That's it. Let's get this work week over with. And as we say, let's get this show started off the bat. Hey,
Fact.
Will, real quick, we guys talk. We don't talk about baseball enough, so we're going to start that off real quick.
Okay.
Um, what's his name?
Shohei
For the
Otani.
yeah, Otani won his fourth MVP in 5 years, and Aaron Judge just won his third, which ties him for Joe DiMaggio of all time for the Yankees list. Um, let's start off with Otani, bruh. When this is all said and done, there's a chance we might be seeing the best baseball player of all time.
I mean, I don't really follow baseball like that, but the fact
Yeah.
that he pitches at the same level that he hits, and like he does both at like a all world level is like insane. You know, I mean, he's one of the best pitchers. And then every time you look, he got at least like honestly, like he's so good. Like one home run is a bad game for him, like hitting wise, like batting wise. He's phenomenal. On a personal level, I know the controversy around him. I feel like Barry to a point. Barry and maybe Griffey was like two of the best I had seen, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Otani is something different, man.
He's something different, bruh. I mean, like you said, the hitting and the pitching and stuff. And I tell you, that game, that one game where he had 3 home runs and 10 strikeouts, that is one of the greatest sports feats of all times in any sport, bruh.
Yeah,
I
bro.
mean
It's
that
people that can't get one of those.
that was crazy. This man had three.
Right. Normally
Like,
it's like take your pick, you know what I mean? He had
yeah, yeah, take your pick, bro. It's like,
Mhm.
man, this is crazy. It's
Yeah.
like I ain't never seen a performance like that in baseball history. I used to be a huge baseball fan as a kid, but as I got older, I just fell off from the game. I just fell off from
Yeah.
the game. But I still know a lot of the basics and everything of the game. But yeah, and Aaron Judge, he won his MVP, third one. He actually won the bat title
Mhm.
this year, hitting 318. Um, Aaron Judge, man, great, great, great player, bruh. What's your thoughts on Judge?
Bro, Judge is a monster, man. Like
Mhm.
he he just looks the part too, like physically imposing,
Mhm.
hits the ball, seemingly into another part of the atmosphere,
Mhm.
but Judge is a problem too, man. I feel like, you know, I I know there's a reason for salary caps and everything in other sports, but I will say that it's something about baseball, man. Like just knowing that, that the teams with the most money is gonna be there in the end, like um it's I don't know, man. It feels like right, like it just I don't know how else to explain it. But Judge is a beast, Otani, all world, man. Like it's it's some like it's like bro, it's just it's a hell of a time to be a sports fan. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
It's a hell of a
um,
time to be a sports fan.
like it is crazy, bro. The amount of talent, just all around that we were getting to witness.
Yeah, yeah. And Will, let's segment into. I guess we could start off with the NFL,
Hmm.
as we saw the other night the Philadelphia Eagles beating the Green Bay Packers 10-7. Defensive game, but you have AJ Brown saying he wants to be a bigger part of the offense. which to me is understandable. I think he needs to get the ball more, but they're winning. And he's still an integral part of this team, bro. They're winning, and what do you think on this subject with the Eagles and particularly AJ Brown with the situation going on with him?
I mean, I think that well, for one, it's true the Eagles are winning. You can't discount that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, and we've talked about it before, bro. Like you can argue like the offense, like as a whole, doesn't really look great. Like they're winning, but the offense don't look like what it has. And of course, man, that's what having a new coordinator every year, can
Mm-hmm.
do for you. But I think that I I don't feel like it's like it's like you're discriminating against AJ type of thing. I just
Mm-hmm.
think that the plays that are run a lot of the times, he can't always get the separation. There's been times where, you see in some of the games, Jalen is looking for him, but he's human. He's overthrowing him sometimes. It's just different things that happen sometimes. A call, pass interference may not be called. It's just different things. I think the routes that Devontae runs is just easier to get him the ball than it is AJ. Like you running like you know you know uh, going deep every play. Damn near like whereas Smitty he finds the holes in the zones. And it's easier to exploit that. And I truly think that's the difference. Like that right there. That's why thinking not the Eagles, but thinking about like the Patriots. Some of those receivers over the years, man, your Wes Welker, your Julian Edelmans. That's why those guys are able to carve up teams like Brady, Edelman, Brady, Wes Welker,
Mm-hmm.
because they find the holes, and that's what you have to do. Like the other thing AJ forgets is, he is wide receiver one for the Eagles. That means that's who they scheme against first. As far as like the passing game. So, you're getting everybody's best defender, everybody's best effort. Like you
Mm-hmm.
know, it's a multi-layered thing. The other thing is like I just feel like yeah, you can want the ball more, and that is understandable. But me personally, bro, I'm not taking it to social media. I'm not taking it to the media, period. I feel like you just gotta handle it, a certain way. But I do understand he's a human and frustration, it mounts, man, over time. Like especially if it's a close game or a game that you guys lost, and it's like, well, of course, if like part of the job of being an athlete is confidence. Well, if y'all would have got me the damn ball, we probably wouldn't have been in this situation.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We're gonna see. I don't look. They've been through this with AJ. AJ's been through that with them. They all understand each other. But I'm gonna tell you one thing I have noticed. Excuse me. I have noticed. I think other people have too. Devontae Smith might be number one, moving towards that number one spot.
Oh yeah, he's on the way.
And, yeah, he's on his way, man. And we'll see, what AJ's future is after this year. He's definitely one of the best receivers of football by far. By
Hmm.
far. AJ Brown's that dude, man.
Hmm.
Him and Devontae, they have I mean and Saquon and Hurts, man, and you put in Goddard too. Goddard's a solid tight end.
Yep.
Man, I mean that offense is real good, man.
Yep.
And Hurts once again, all he knows is win. That's all he knows is how to win you the game. And I mean, man, Hurts is something else, bro. You know what I mean? The
He's
stats
just a
might not be
gamer.
there. He's a gamer. He's a gamer. He's a gamer. And we're not talking about managing the game. We're talking about he's a gamer as
No,
far
like whatever
as
you need him
as
to
far
do,
as
he's gonna
winning.
do it. Hmm.
Whatever he's going to do, he's going to do it. And he's
Yep.
a leader too. He is a leader. He might not get in your face type leader and stuff, but he is a leader. So I remember after that Minnesota game, I think it was Howie, to Howie Roseman was like, "Yo, we're not losing anymore this season." And sure enough, they have it.
Hmm.
They have it. It's just that they won that Minnesota game. He said that's going to be it for the losses. And that they got a tough game this weekend with Detroit, but we'll see what they're going to do. But once again, Howie strikes again. What does he do? He goes out again. He gets Phillips from the Dolphins. He comes in,
Yep.
man. He like that Pro Bowl player with the Dolphins.
Man, it's amazing what happens when you got some help out there.
It's amazing what happens. It's amazing what happens when you play on a good team with a great defensive line and linebackers and stuff. And also, bro, they got Zaire Alexander. They got him for a 6th-round pick from the Ravens. But he was thinking about retiring. Mental health. I think he said for his mental health. Hey, bro, you got to do what you got to do, man. You got to do. Money can't buy you happiness.
That's a fact. I mean, to be honest, bro, we all know people that, like just as you get older, and stuff like, and as you get injured more, it's hard, to get back, and to stay healthy, and
Yeah.
it's people that, never played at, that level, that deal with that and express that, and have had a lot of, anguish, like trying to accept that, so I can only imagine somebody that's played the game, at like the highest level, struggling to wrap his mind
That's
around
right.
that, especially, when this is how you feed your family, like I think that some people foolishly look at it like, oh man, this guy's stealing money. You don't think he wants to be out there?
Right.
Most of them love it. Like, yeah, like they get paid, but a good percentage of them actually love it and want to be out there playing.
Exactly. Exactly, man. It's just right now, he has to take care of his personal life. But understood, take as much time if you want. And if he feels like you got to retire, then go on and retire then.
Yep. And
It's
sometimes, man,
go ahead, bro.
I was just gonna say sometimes, these things are related and you don't know it. Like, sometimes like if he steps away and gets his mental health right, it's no telling, what will get right as far as like his physical, because like
Right.
there's all type of things that's just, related and you just don't really know.
Exactly. Exactly, man. So, we want to definitely say get well, Zaire Alexander. You got to retire. Because we saw the young man from Dallas take his life last week, and people got to do what they got to do, man. You got a lot of life to live, bro. I think he's like 28 years old. That's young. You got your whole life in front of you, man. So if you feel as though you need to take off and do what you need to do to get yourself right mentally or even retire from football, do it. Just do it, man. You got a lot to live for, and you're not, you're financially stable and stuff. You got to take care of yourself, man. So you got to do what you got to do. But we're definitely bigging up him and wishing him the best because when he was healthy, man, he was definitely one of the best cornerbacks of the league, right up there at the top, even. So but we wish him the best, man. Definitely. Um, let's move on to some other games, bruh. What team we haven't talked about
Who's
yet? That's dangerous. That New England Patriots, bruh. Just when you thought they were down, it's going to take a long time for them to rebuild,
Nope.
bruh. Mike Vrabel is easily to me the coach of the year, bruh.
Bro,
Easily the coach
he
of the
got to
year.
be at the top of the list, and then they got an MVP candidate, in my opinion, man. The improvement Drake May has made, man,
Yes,
night and day.
yes, yes. Also, they got Stephon Diggs there. They say he's making a difference in the locker room and stuff. And also, as well, Trayvon Henderson from Ohio State. Yeah, that's cool. Ohio
Yeah, he
State. The
balling,
Ohio.
bro.
Nah, I ain't gonna say
Yeah,
no.
he balling.
Bruh, he is balling. As a rookie,
What's that
he is
receiver's name?
balling.
Boot. He been lighting it up
Oh, the
too.
yeah, from LSU.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
yeah. And the defensive line, they got defensive line linebackers, and that kid Christopher Gonzalez, man, he's gonna be an All Pro this year, bro. Gonzalez is gonna be an All Pro. He's a shutdown corner. Him and I forget the other quarterback on the other side, bro. But the Patriots are for real, bro. And it seems like they're getting ready for another run. I'm not gonna say they have a dynasty or they're gonna win all these Super Bowls the way Brady and them did, but they are getting ready for a run, though, bro.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm disgusted, man. I thought we were getting a break from them, man. Here they go again.
Here they come
Um,
back. Here they come back again.
nah, it's cool
And
though. It's cool to see though, man. Like, I
yeah,
feel like we see so many quarterbacks get drafted high, and it's like, they like damn near out the league after their first contract. So I am glad to see, Drake, figuring the game out.
right. Bruh, I'm gonna tell you the most dangerous team to me right now in football. That's the Los Angeles Rams, bruh. Bruh, Matthew, it's gonna come down to Jonathan Taylor and Matthew Stafford, bruh. They both are hot. But that damn
Mhm.
Matthew Stafford, bruh, he put on a show against San Fran last week, bruh. And they have it all. They have a good running back, Kyon Williams. They got a good receiver, Puka, and then you got Adams on the other side.
Yep.
They got a very good defense, bruh. The Rams, Sean McVay is definitely a top 3 or 4 coach in this league, bruh. Definitely a top 5 coach in this league. But what do you think about the year Matthew Stafford's having in the Rams, bruh?
Man, listen, bro. Just when you think, it's easy to joke, like, yeah, Stafford probably gonna have to hang him up after this year. Man, he's cooking, man. Like, and the thing about Stafford is that he's consistent, man. Like, he's got one of the best arms, in recent history. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I mean, he was stuck in hell. And when I say hell, I mean the Detroit Lions.
Literally, yeah.
When they were horrible. But
Mm-hmm.
bro, he's got 25 touchdowns, 2 picks this season.
It's ridiculous.
Like
It's
2
ridiculous.
picks, bro. You know, I mean, Stafford, he he got a ring, man. Like, but I feel like he didn't get the full respect he deserved because of where he played previously. But since he been in LA, man, he's been coming for all
He's been
that respect
balling.
plus some.
He's been balling. And
Mhm.
right, I would say he's definitely a Hall of Famer. I would
Yeah.
definitely say that. He's definitely gonna be a Hall of Fame quarterback, you know. But they're balling. Also, you know what? I gotta give a shout out real quick to the Chicago Bears, man. They've been playing well this year as well. Caleb Williams been playing very well this year. I don't know why people were so down on him at times. I mean, it's only his second year in the league and he's winning. That Ben Johnson also has to be considered for coach of the year. He has Chicago at 6-3. They're winning games that they would have lost last year. That's the
Mhm.
difference in this team. And they only want to get better. You got Swift, he's running good. The defense is good. Um, you got my man Odunze, he's playing well, bro.
Yep.
And they're building for the future. They still got some picks up for this year. They're building something in Chicago, man. And Caleb Williams is turning into an elite quarterback. I don't give a damn what anybody says. I don't know why he gets so much scrutiny. He's turning into an elite quarterback, bruh. So, salute to the Chicago Bears. Of course, Club Dub's president, talking my boy Tony, the number one shit. Look, I'm a Chicago Bears fan, but nah, that mofo, he's a number one Chicago Bears fan. So, I don't know if anybody likes the Bears as much as him. Well, if one day, man, if you come up here, man, you gotta come up here and see his man cave, bro. It's it's amazing, bro. It's amazing. Jay could tell you about it, man. It's very amazing. But yeah, man, he's like me. We've been a long way Chicago Bears fans, and shouts to him. And yeah, when he sees me, I know he's going to cuss me out as you as usual. Talk about why the hell you just made a short segment about the Bears and da 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 da. I just shouted him out, fool. But nah, shout out to my boy Tony, man. Love that dude, man. Good peoples. But yeah. Now let's move on to the world of college football. As we see, man, they just keep dominating and dominating and dominating. But, but 2 weeks they come to Ann Arbor That's the test. That's the test. 2 weeks. You come into Ann Arbor.
Mm.
Michigan. They got Northwestern this weekend. They got Maryland. The next Maryland game is going to be a tough game. It's going to be Maryland's no slouch. Like the freshman quarterback, but he's very good.
Yeah,
He's
he's
very
nice.
good. Yeah, he is. I forget the brother's name, no. But Michigan, no. They're going to have to play better. These next couple weeks, they're going to have to play lights out football. For them to beat Ohio State, they got to play the perfect game because this Ohio State defense, bruh, is one of the best we've seen in several years. Just the amount of points they give up, which is barely any. Excuse me. Woo, acid reflux, bro. It's a mofo. But yeah, but we're going to see what's going to happen with Michigan football versus Ohio State. But anyway, we're going to keep that's down the road though. But I'm waiting for that though, bro. We got two. I'm counting down 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, I
2 weeks
mean,
till the
historic,
game.
historically, man, it seems like no matter what they got going on, y'all find a way to have that number. So
Well, they've had our number for a number of years before that. We beat them the last 4 times. Before that, they beat us 7 times. So, young Bryce, he got to step up. Young Bryce, this is his time to shine. The next 3 weeks is his time to shine. So, we're going to see what's going to happen. I'll make my prediction before the game within the next couple of weeks, man. I can't make it now, but I will make a prediction. I will put it that way. Also, Alabama's looking pretty good too. All the people talk about they need to fire De Beers and all that stuff. That stuff has been quiet lately. What you think about Alabama right now?
I mean, it's Bama, man. Of course, like it's not gonna be what it was, with Saban. But I think that Coach DeBauer, man, he's doing a good job. I think he got them boys playing. All those young men. Firing. On all cylinders at the right time. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I just think as a fan, it's easy to think of the past, especially when the past has been success. So
Mm-hmm.
if the school would have listened to the fans, they'd be in a bad spot because the fire a coach discussion, it sounds good, but the question becomes who do you get to
Who
replace
do
them?
you?
So
Yeah.
it's not a long list of qualified, good coaches out there. So
Yeah. And the thing about Nick Saban is Nick Saban had the greatest dynasty in college football history. So, I wouldn't want to come in behind that, bro, and be the
nah,
next coach.
that was a horrible job to take, right after him.
Right after him. Because if the Bears wins, let's just say he happens to win a national championship or 2 or 3 national championships, people would be like, well, you ain't Nick Saban.
Yeah,
But the
that's
man
still,
won two.
still not enough.
It's still not enough. The man won. Let's just say he has a 15-year career and wins 3. You got to be insane.
Hmm.
We all know Slick Nick is probably the best college coach ever. Because before that, Bear Bryant gets considered that. He won 5 and he was there for like forever, and Nick passed him. But Alabama is definitely playing better football, man. I'm trying to think of some other teams. The SEC's looking pretty good right now. Notre Dame, that's a dangerous team to look out for too. They're definitely a dangerous team. Texas A&M, they're rolling. So college football is very interesting this year. Indiana,
Oh, Indiana is looking like a real powerhouse, man. Every week I'm like, I don't
yeah,
know, is this the week? But they keep winning,
but they almost lost to Penn
bro.
State last week.
Yep, they said key word though, almost.
Almost. Almost
Hmm.
don't count. You either win or you lose.
Yep,
As far as I'm concerned, there is no more victories in sports.
bro. We got Texas, Georgia this weekend. Gonna be
Woo!
a good one, man.
That's in
Man,
Alabama, and
mhm,
Oklahoma. That's going to be a good one too.
yep,
Yeah. Also, Texas A&M, number 3 in the nation, man. They've been
bro.
playing good too. I'm gonna
That
tell you,
quarterback is dynamic as hell, bro.
he is. He is. He's very dynamic. I think this Texas Georgia game might be an elimination game though.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
think
whoever loses is done.
I think they're done. I think they're done. Arch been playing better though. I got to give him credit. Arch been playing a little bit better, but we'll see.
Yeah, he had a game of his career, last game, man. But this Georgia defense is something else. I will say though, if he comes out and has a legacy game and they get that upset, bruh, people gonna be like, "Oh, I knew it." But I mean, to be honest, we don't know what to make of him, man. He's there's some
That's it.
talent there, but
Yeah.
he's still early in his career. We gotta see how it unfolds. But I will say, jokingly, ever since he got knocked upside the head, he been playing lights up. You
Yeah,
know.
they was in that concussion protocol, man. He
Mhm.
been playing pretty good,
Hell yeah.
and definitely. Now we're going to move on to the next segment, which is college basketball. And Will, you know how we always say, ladies first, man. So we're
Mhm.
going to start off with last night, bruh. What happened lannast night? Hannah
Man,
Hidalgo. Hannah
listen,
Hidalgo,
the
44
most.
points, 9 rebounds. No, hold on. 44 points, 16 for 25 from the field. That's a great shooting percentage. 9 rebounds, but Will, 16 steals?
Yeah.
16 steals.
Mhm.
I never heard of that in my life, bruh. Speak on it.
I mean, Hannah from day one has been one of the best point guards, we've seen, man, at the collegiate level. We've been following her for a while, South Jersey's own. But this performance, man, to like kind of like what you were talking about with Otani, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
to score the ball the way she was scoring, the level of efficiency, in the volume, like the amount of points she put up. It was a school scoring record, and then she goes out and gets 16 steals. Bro, 16 steals is unheard of, bro. Like it's so many great defensive players on the men and women sides of the game that have never come close to that, at the college, or pro level. Like
Mm-mm.
16 steals, bro, like there's some people that's not getting that many in a season. Like that's unheard of.
I think the only one that could have done that I can think of is Bugsy Bo. Probably had like 16 steals in the game.
Like you talking about like best of the best. Like I don't even think GP has gotten close to that, man. Like
No, no, nah. Them 16 steals, man. That's crazy. And
hmm
like you said, she's efficient. She's definitely one of the best players in well, not one of the best. She's definitely top 3 or 4 in college basketball. Women's college basketball is just really getting started and everything. But Will, it seems like to me it's going to be a good season, and there's some great players. But without Juju, man, it seems like something's missing.
I mean, I agree. I feel like we all want to see Juju. I mean, shit, we got South Carolina playing USC, on Saturday. But it's like I looked at the schedule. I was hyped for the game, but knowing Juju not playing, I still want to watch it, but it's
Yeah,
not the
yeah.
same. You know, and honestly, bro, just the injuries, man, it's like unfortunate. Ashton Watkins, you know, uh,
Yeah.
like Juju.
What's
It
my
just
other
seemed.
girl to play for South Carolina, number 21?
Chloe Kitts.
Yeah, Chloe
Her too.
Kitts. She's not
Yep,
playing. Yeah.
exactly. I will say it gives you a chance to see some of these other players, see if who's going to step into the role. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because when you're talking about Chloe Kitts, Watkins, Juju, these are all impact players. So
Impact players.
the opportunity is there. You know what I'm saying? Like so.
Mm-hmm.
To get a glimpse at some of maybe your next, stars and everything like that. Like for USC, Kennedy Smith, she was good last year, but she was, playing, trying to get healthy.
Mm-hmm.
More of a lockdown role, but this year she's gonna have the ball a lot more. They got Jazzy Davidson out there looking like she been playing for, like she a 30-year vet. and she's a freshman. The
Mm-hmm.
game is in a great place. UConn, we talk about Sarah Strong, how amazing she is.
Oh
You know,
man,
right
but
now, yep, right now I'm watching UCLA, North Carolina, the Bet sisters.
yeah,
Like we're blessed, man. Like I said earlier, it's a hell of a time to be a sports fan.
hell of a time to be a sports fan, brother. Definitely. And as we move towards the men's college basketball, well, we saw Purdue just beat Alabama. We just saw that. I think it was 85-80 was the final score. Purdue was number one. And we got the number two. They had a tough game with an unranked opponent last week. But they're going to be tough. Houston's number one now. And I thought Felzo Houston should have been number one from the rip. But bruh, this freshman class, they haven't had a bad game yet. None of them
Facts,
have really, man. And
facts.
and yo, I'm gonna tell you something right now, man. That matchup on Saturday night at 7 p.m. is a must-watch TV on Fox Sports. UConn versus BYU. AJ just sponsors homecoming. We're going to see what he's going to do.
Look, that's big time, bro. I gotta be honest though. I feel like we got cheated a little bit, and when I'll explain it, Louisville and Kentucky played, bro. That's not
We're gonna
supposed
get
to
to
be.
that.
No, but I'm just saying, like, that's not supposed to be no
Yeah.
Tuesday night game, bro. Like
No,
that.
no,
That's
no.
box office, man. So that's all I mean by that. It's like as far as we got cheated, that's supposed to
Right.
be on a Saturday slate,
On a
man.
Saturday afternoon or something, man.
Yeah,
Like,
bro. Like
come
that was
on, man.
disappointing. But yeah,
Yeah.
AJ getting a chance, to come home and put on a show, that should be interesting, man. I'm interested to see, of course, like you said, the freshmen haven't had bad games, but I am interested to see if he comes out and he's like kind of forcing it, on offense,
Mhm.
because all his loved ones is there and stuff like that. I'm sure, he'll settle in and do his thing, but in those games, man, them homecoming games, man, it's always like a little added, pressure there.
Right. Right. Yeah. We're gonna see what he's gonna do. Also, bruh, he got another player on his team that's playing very well too. Team final alumnus, Rob Wright. Rob Wright had
Mhm.
26 and 9 the other night.
Bro, they got some talent there, man.
They got some talent.
Rob, the kid Saunders, like and then the big man, I can't think of his name, but like, bro, they got some players. Listen, that the Church of Latter Day Saints, they've been spending that money, brother. I'm gonna tell you that
They've been
now.
spending football and
Right.
basketball.
They said, listen, we want to compete, this year. Like
Yeah.
they said, here's a check for
That's
$50 million for the athletic program. Make it happen.
what they said,
Yeah.
man. And they are making it happen. They
Tax free
are making
church
it
money.
happen. Tax free. That's how they get them NIL deals. They told
Mhm.
AJ like, "Yo, we bring you in." It's
Bro,
something he couldn't
there's
refuse.
like a few years back, there's no way in hell you getting a top player, especially if they are a black player. Just being honest, to go to
Yeah,
BYU, bro.
you
Like,
ain't lying.
listen, money talks.
Remember what they said back in the day? That wasn't even too long ago. They said about black people and what they are. Everybody said black people aren't humans. So
Hmm.
but hey, they said they atoned for it. They apologized. But the NIL deal, I know I wouldn't want to go to BYU even if I did have NIL money, but to each their own.
Yeah,
you know.
it's some certain school policies and whatnot that would keep me off that
Yeah.
campus.
Oh yeah, good brother. And I don't understand. Yeah, we know who we talking about. I don't understand how he going to survive that for a year without that, or maybe even a
I
couple months,
listen.
man. Because
I doubt he even lives on campus, bro. With the type of bread he getting.
yeah, but I'm sure they keeping an eye on
Hmm. Listen, you got to turn a blind eye if you want them doubles.
But anyway, nah, there ain't nothing in Utah anyway, so maybe he is good. There ain't nothing in Utah anyway. Maybe he is good. That's one way. That's one way to stay that way, bro. Being out in Utah. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, that's an
I don't
easy
know.
decision, huh, JP?
You out in Utah, bro. I couldn't do it. No, no,
Yeah, for
no.
me, it's like, bro, like, what is the food scene? What just on a variety
What's
of levels. Like,
everything?
I can't do it, man. Like, listen, if some of these other programs, if you can even get close to what they're offering, like, I'll go there. Like, like, please help me.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what's the social scene like for you, man? You stick out like
Horrible.
a sore thumb, bro.
I mean, a 6'10" black kid, bro, they
Mhm.
can see him a mile away.
I was gonna say something else, but nah, I ain't gonna say. I gotta tell you off the air what I was getting ready to say.
All
It
right,
was not, it
man.
was nothing towards him, but I remember. I'll tell you about. I was saying that somebody said one time, bruh. Yo, it's wild, man. It's wild. But we'll talk about that off. That's an off the air discussion. What an older black person told me years ago, and I tell you who it was.
Oh
But
man.
anyway, but anyway, anyway, um, but yeah, man, these freshmen are really showing out. We saw the game last Friday night, Kansas versus North Carolina. Man, Caleb Wilson was sending a message, bruh. He sent a message.
Mhm.
He said, "Yo," he
Caleb is
said,
way better than a lot of people thought. I think they thought he was a project, and he's showing he's way more polished than anybody thought. Now, I will say I gotta give shout out friend of the show, my boy Ramon. He been on the
Mhm.
Caleb Wilson train, for a long time. He's saying he's top five. And he looking like he knows something. And we know that Ramon does know ball anyway, but I gotta, give credit where it's due.
Man, yeah, he's been on that Caleb bandwagon, not bandwagon, but on the Caleb train, man. He definitely has. Caleb looked good last week, man. He even said his own self, Will. He was like, yo, he said Darren Peters, he said he had a screensaver of Darren Peterson and looked at it every day.
Bro, that's the type of competitor you want, bro.
Yeah,
Cause
yeah.
that's crazy. But like you want somebody that cares like that.
Yeah, I know you want somebody, but I ain't having no dude on my screensaver though. Bro. He just look now, I don't mean
Like,
it like that way. I ain't having, I ain't having it do on my screensaver on the phone. I have to find some other ways to get motivated, bro. Nah, but I understand why he did it, man. It's just a little jokey joke. That's all it is, man. Just a little jokey joke. It's just you see, we had a little bit of humor tonight, y'all, with what we talking about. But nah, man. But seriously though, he played very well, man. And he looked like he's coming for that number one spot, bruh. He definitely coming for that number one spot. And Darren Peterson, he had a solid game. He had 22, and he's definitely going to score 20 some. Well, he's definitely going to be a 20+ point scorer this year for Kansas. Kansas still try to get themselves together, man. They're gonna have a good team too, bro. Definitely gonna have a good team. Um, man, we got it, and now we got to touch on this. Unfortunately, well, here's a little rant. YouTube TV and Disney, ESPN, get your shit together. Get your shit together. This is ridiculous how us people paying for YouTube TV can't get it because y'all sitting up there having a piss fight. Stop it. You're hurting the consumers and the people buying your product. Just stop it. I heard Disney's membership went down 21%. And people were sending a message, man. Come on, man. Especially in this economy, in this climate. You also you play these bullshit ass games. Come together, get a contract done, put ESPN and Disney back on YouTube TV. We're missing it. Stop it. As a result of you two clowns having a pissing contest, I missed the game on Tuesday night. But Will, talk about the Kentucky Louisville game the other night.
it ended up being a really, good game, competitive game. Started off looking a little shaky, man, for Kentucky fans
Mm-hmm.
such as myself, man. Louisville, they came out, firing, man. It seemed like they couldn't miss.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like we couldn't really play defense. Weren't really rebounding like that, man. You know, Coach Mark Pope had to shift some things around, man. Otega Owe, big time player for us. It's like he didn't have it. Certain players, their overall effort in defense is dictated by, if the ball's going in the basket. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he was struggling early. That kind of threw him off, man. Florida transfer Denzel Aberdeen ended up being massive for us. Um, with Colin Chandler, um, and Cam Williams, another transfer we got. Man, the transfers really held us down. And Malachi Moreno, the freshman center, he's way further along than I think some people thought. They thought he was going to
That's
be
what I
there for
heard.
3 years. Man,
Yeah,
he was making some plays, bro. Now on the Louisville side, credit where it's due, man. Michael Brown,
but I knew you had to start
man.
off with him, bruh.
Listen, bro, that kid damn near had third-degree burns, bro. The way he came out on fire. He that kid can put the ball in the basket, man. There's no way around it,
He
man.
he's a candidate to be a number one pick too. He's a
I
candidate to be the number one pick.
I feel like it's fair to say, if you want him in the discussion, I feel like it's really only three players in conversation for the number one pick, but to be top five pick, top three pick, well,
Yeah,
clearly top five
yeah.
pick, absolutely, he's right there.
But you know what though, Will? I thought he was the best player this summer on that 18 and under team, USA 18 and under. Was it? I'm sorry, 19 and under team. They gave AJ the MVP, but he was really the MVP of that team.
Oh yeah, Michael
Michael
was cooking
Brown.
everybody. He was cooking everybody.
He had a
Time, bro, he was looking like I don't even know what, bro. He was dunking on people,
yeah.
scoring, you know, making plays.
Because he was what 6'2" before coming into the season, right? He was like 6'2".
Yeah.
And he was considered what a 4-star, maybe top 50 player. And then when he grew a couple inches, man, he went from that to a top 5 player.
Yep.
And in Louisville, they have the experience and the young players meshing together. So Louisville is back, bro. Louisville is back. They got a very good team. They play a running style offense, running up and getting the ball up and down the court. They're gonna have a good year. They're gonna be there. They're gonna raise some noise, bro. Definitely gonna raise some noise. But I heard it was a hell of a game the other night. The atmosphere I heard was crazy.
Yep.
96-88 was the final score. Kentucky came back. Kentucky's going to have a very good team. I think they're going to be good, especially come tournament time. And when you get what's my man out with the ACL
Oh,
injury they got?
JQ acquaintance, yeah.
Yeah, Acquaintance,
Yeah.
bro. Once they get him, it's going to be a
I'm
tough outing.
I'm hearing we may be, about a month or so away, from that. So, sooner rather than later, brother, we gonna have, that monster back out there on the court.
Yeah, yeah. You think he's going to stay for another year after this year?
Nah, he's going, bro. Like I think
You say he's
well,
going.
he's in college because he has to be in college. Like
Yeah,
because of his age,
yeah,
he had to do 2 years. But with that being done, on top of the fact that he just he's literally recovering from a major injury, bro. You got to go while you can.
you got to go. You got to go. Definitely, definitely. And he had a great he's a monster, bruh. He's a monster. When he gets healthy and comes to Kentucky, like you said, in another
Mhm.
month or so, he's gonna be a monster, man. Because he was good at Arizona State as a freshman, but he's definitely going to be something to deal with for Kentucky. And Kentucky's going to get better too as the year goes on. So, and also before we
Now
get done, oh, go ahead, brother.
I was gonna say Jalen Lowe, man, got apparently re-injured his shoulder in practice, so I don't know what that means for us, man. We need him back, as soon as possible, man. He gives us a playmaking dimension that nobody else does.
Yeah, but y'all are deep though. Y'all go 10 deep. So I mean that's a loss, but y'all go 10 deep, man. And Mark is doing a good job there at Kentucky as well. We saw Michigan State versus Arizona. We saw Michigan State versus Arkansas last
Hmm.
Saturday night. Very good game. Yo, man, DJ, that first step look explosive, bruh.
Hmm.
That
And
first
that's
step look explosive.
the college meal program, strength and conditioning, brother. 3 years of that, man, is taking shape.
Yeah, he had a
Hmm.
solid game. He played good. I wish they
Yeah,
gave the ball to him more down the stretch, but for what he got, he played good. Their team is going to get better as the year goes on, though. Arkansas, and sometimes it's the trademark of Cal's teams. They might in the beginning they might struggle a little bit, but come March they
yeah.
they, they start playing better ball. They're going to be a dangerous team. Billy Richmond looked good the other night.
Hmm.
The freshman, Acuff and Thomas, they look good. They look pretty good. The only thing was, I thought they looked like freshmen towards the end of the game the other night,
Yep.
especially Acuff. He did.
Yeah.
Well, he's only a freshman, so
I think if Cal can get all of those guys to play for the name on the front of the jersey, as he used to say, instead of I feel like everybody, and I understand why, but I feel like everybody's
Mhm.
thinking about their draft stock. So it's like, oh, I need a ball in this moment. I gotta do this in this moment. Play one in basketball. Nothing gets you drafted higher than that.
Right, right, right. It was Michigan State looked good. What's the kid? Cam Thomas came off the bench for him. He
Yeah,
looked
bro.
real good.
There's another freshman that's doing his thing. Yep.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. It was a great game. It came down to the end, but they had a little bit of they had a little bit more in the tank. So that was a great game. But Arkansas is going to be.
Izzo, Izzo got to be like, I can't think of a coach, and I'm not trying to say like he hasn't had some players, but just overall looking at the runs his teams have made and stuff, I can't think of a coach like when you think about Hall of Fame coaches that have done less with more or more with
You're
less.
right. You're right. He's had some good players, but he's never had that superstar player.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like the super dude. He's had very good players, but never the superstar type player, man. And of course, he's one of the best coaches of all time, man. I mean, we see him take teams and make a sandwich out of scraps, bruh.
Yeah.
He's bruh, he's definitely one of the best of all time, man.
Hmm.
He's still cooking, bruh. Um, let's move on, Will, to the NBA. First off, dealing with the NBA, before we even get started with the NBA, we got to say rest in peace to the late great Lenny Wilkins, bruh. Hall of Fame, two-time Hall of Famer. Very rare, two-time Hall of Famer. One as a player, one as a coach. Great coach, one of the best coaches in NBA history. Took Seattle Supersonics to their only title in 19, which is the OKC Thunder, which is their second title, I guess, in since 1979. They won last year. But he was the first one to win the title in 1979 with the backcourt of Gus Williams and Dennis Johnson and Lonnie Shelton and Jack Sigma and Marvin Webster and Johnny Johnson. Downtown Freddie Brown, Slick Watts. That was a great team that Seattle Supersonics to beat the Washington, back then known as the Bullets, and Elvin Hayes and Wes Unseld and the gang back in 79. And you know what, Will? You know what's crazy? There's only, out of the core of that team, let me see, one, two, three. One, two, three. Yeah, yeah. There's only like three players alive from that team, bruh.
Wow.
Downtown Freddie Brown, Jack Sigma, Dennis Autry. Johnny Johnson died several years ago. Lonnie Shelton was the power forward. He died several years ago. Marvin Webster died years ago. Slick Watts died recently. The backcourt, which is one of the best backcourts ever. Gus Williams, Dennis Johnson, they're no longer here. And
Mhm.
now the coach is going, Lenny Wilkins, man. But Lenny Wilkins, straight out of Boys and Girls High out of Brooklyn, New York. I think he went to Providence. I think he played, if I'm not mistaken, I think he played at Providence. But he was I think definitely NBA Hall of Fame player. I think he's a top 75 player too. Great player, great coach. What's your thoughts on Lenny Wilkins, bro?
Um, uh, Definitely a loss of a basketball icon, man. It's
Mm-hmm.
not every day you come across a two-time Hall of Famer, and I never really saw anyone speak, ill of him.
Mm-mm.
He was a fierce competitor, two-way guy, early on. And I know he was like light, but one of the black pioneers, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Definitely. And he lived to be 88 years old, man. He had himself a very good life, So rest in peace, man. Definitely to the iconic Lenny Wilkins, and thank you for your contribution to basketball and its history, man. And he's definitely going to be sorely missed, man. Also, he always seemed to be a class act gentleman. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like a real class act, man. So definitely sending out condolences to him and his family. I mean, to his family. And the loss of such a great man, also a great coach, man. So once again, rest in peace, Lenny Wilkins. And yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before?
It was
I
like
think
the day
day
before or something like that. Yeah.
day before, yeah, we lost Michael Ray Richardson. Some people were saying he's a what if story, but how can you be a what if story if you're a 4-time All Star? I know he had a shortened career. He played like 7 years because he had some personal problems, which you're not going to get into off the court. We already know with the him and his problems with the NBA and everything. But bro, let me tell you something. If Michael Ray Richardson stayed on course, bro, we talk about one of the best point guards of all time. Easy. One of the best. I mean, he could do it all. And Magic Johnson even said he was the toughest player they had to guard because Michael Ray Richardson, you got to remember, he was 6'6", 6'7", had very long arms. And you can see why Magic would have fits with him because he was a big guard too, like Magic was. He was so smooth, getting to the basket, could shoot the ball from the outside, great passer, great rebounder for his size. He's the reason why the Sixers did not repeat in '84. He was one of the reasons why they didn't get past the Nets, rather, in '84 to try to repeat. He put on a show all by himself in 5 games, and eventually, he got himself together, and he's productive. He's a very successful coach in Europe and everything. So, Will, what do you feel? What do you feel about Michael Ray Richardson and the loss, man, of a definitely a talented player and a great coach?
Man, loss of life is always unfortunate, man. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing I saw circulating was the quote from Magic, pretty much saying like Michael was like me, like big point
Yeah.
guard, could do everything. I mean, I see he led the league in assists, I think one time, led the
Mm-hmm.
league in steals like three or four
Mm-hmm.
times. He could score, you know, and then to find out that on top of all that, because I feel like pictures don't always do guys justice. That he
Mm-hmm.
was like a legit 6'6" or 6'7".
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that's a hell of a player, man. He was well on his way. And like you said, we won't get into the off the court stuff, but I will say
Mm-hmm.
that anyone that does the work to get a handle on whatever may be going on. Much respect to that, and to see that he's found another chapter, to be a part of a game that he clearly like loved and gave his life to is awesome.
Right, right, definitely, man. And we definitely want to send our condolences to to him and his family. I mean to him, to his family, and definitely another great, what I'm saying, another icon, player, iconic player that that passed away. Yeah, I'm seeing my childhood erode slowly but surely, bruh. A lot of players and stuff that I remember. It's like, man, it's crazy. It's great, especially you see these guys you used to idolize when you were kids, and seeing this. But Will, let's talk about your OKC Thunder, bruh. They put belt to ass on the Lakers last night, bruh.
Hmm.
They put belt to ass.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like I know we talking about OKC, but I don't know, man. What LeBron coming back is going to fix, bro. Like, I just think they don't have enough. When it comes to the top dogs in the West. But OKC, man, they did that. If I'm not mistaken, Dort didn't play. Um, and a few other players like that's crazy to get to hit somebody with a 30 piece. With players missing, but
Mm-hmm.
Shea's playing at the level we expect from him. AJ
Mm-hmm.
Mitchell right now is the best value contract in all of basketball. Sam Presti, I'll be honest, man. Sam Presti should be investigated by the feds for the way he runs game on the whole league. I mean, he signed AJ Mitchell, if I'm not mistaken, to a 3-year, $9 million extension. And now to see,
Mm-hmm.
I know AJ was hurt last year. He got a little bit of time, but seeing him this year, bro, just from the eye test, bro, that's a $30 million player. That ain't no $3 million player. So
Yeah, you gonna put some put some extra, put some extra dollars behind him, bruh.
mhm. Oh yeah, but I mean, they look good, man. I think health is the big thing. If healthy,
Mm-hmm.
I could see him, trying to, run it back. But Joker. Joker gonna have something to say, of course, and or some other squads, man. But
Yep.
I think a lot of teams is working out the kinks, man. There's been so much movement, in the off season.
Mm-hmm.
OKC is one of the few teams that really they just brought everybody back, and then they added, it's like the rookies, pretty much, but like the rookies aren't even playing. So it really is
Mm-mm.
like everybody's back.
Yeah, it does. And bruh, they're saying that you all have rights to the Clippers first round pick this year. They say it
Mhm.
could be the number one pick of the draft.
Yep. Looking forward to it. I hope it is.
That would be crazy. Somebody gotta go to a Will if you get that. Somebody gotta go.
I mean, somebody kind of always has to go, but I think that's why Presti built the team the way that he did. It's like you can keep the few main guys, Chet, Jalen, Shea, and everybody else. You figure it out as you go. You know, you,
But if you get like a Darren Peterson or AJ DeSponsa, you have to let somebody go, bro, because they gonna want the ball. They're gonna want to be a superstar. You
it's not
know.
gonna be able to function like that, man. It's like coming into, the Celtics coming into the Spurs. Like, I'm not saying they won't get opportunities, but it's like, nah, you're not gonna come in and be the star. Like that's not happening. But now I tell you, who is the easiest plug and play, man. Listen, we talk about them all the time, bro.
Cooper, not Cooper.
Yeah, you get Cam
Um,
Boozer.
Cam Boozer, bro.
You go win three more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
he would fit in well with y'all.
yep,
He power
he can
forward.
just throw him in right at the 4. Call it a day.
Yep, yep, definitely. Um, man, the Sixers are rolling. They're playing pretty good. What are they 7-4 now?
Hmm.
They're playing good. I heard Embiid sitting out now. He got some type of knee soreness again. So we'll see where all roads lead to that. They said Paul George is coming back. They also sent what you call down to the G League, McCain. It's a matter of McCain getting his confidence back. I think
He
that's
just
about
got to
it.
get in shape.
And get in shape. Those two things. Get in
Mhm.
shape and everything. Maxie, man, gosh, he's been playing very well.
All
VJ's been
NBA
good.
first team.
Yeah. VJ's been playing well. And shouts to Kelly Oubre too, bruh. I've
Mhm.
always been a Kelly Oubre fan, bruh. He's a third or fourth option on the team, though. And you see this with this team. He's giving you 19 and 7 a night. He's playing very well. He's playing very well. He doesn't want to leave Philadelphia. He loves Philly, man.
Man,
You
Kelly could
know, and
always play. I think
yeah.
now seeing him in a more winning situation than some of the other teams he's been on, man.
Hmm.
Like, I think is you get to see like what a player really is like in situations like this. On a bad team, yeah, everybody getting 15, 20, 18 shots a
Hmm.
night or whatever the case may be. But that's not necessarily like somebody's true role and what's going to bring value in a winning situation. So I'm glad
Hmm.
to see, Kelly, kind of figure it out, man. He's been a big
Hmm.
factor, for the 76ers.
Definitely, brother. Definitely. And well, Will, I think that basically covers our bases here tonight. We just want to
Yo,
give a quick
real
show.
quick,
Yes, sir.
real quick, bro. I don't know if you saw Tyron Stokes. I know we had to discuss like he like left the school he was at, Notre Dame Prep or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he enrolled at Rainier Beach in Seattle. Yeah, bro, that's like wild, bro. How often you see a number one player on the move during the year?
I'm surprised he's going to Rainier Beach.
I know, me too.
I thought it'd be like one of them prep schools. Some people say he's going back to prolific prep.
Yeah,
And
I don't know,
Rainier Beach,
bro.
I know they have a powerhouse. I don't know how good they are this year coming up.
Well,
But
they just got a lot better. But no, you're right. You would think you just go to another prep school.
yeah, but that's good though. I like to see these kids go. Man, look, let me tell you something, man. I've seen Tyron Stokes. He's definitely number one player in the country. Definitely number one player in the country, man. And with him being at Notre Dame, they look pretty good. I saw on ESPN about a month ago. Like they're gonna have a good team. But yeah, man, I know that coach got to be ecstatic, man, getting him.
Bro, imagine getting that phone call. Like, up.
Yeah, yeah. Because I know Brandon Roy was at Nathan Hale, and he had Michael
Yep.
Porter Jr. and his brother there, man. I mean, he had them boys rolling. He had them rolling, man. Brandon Roy, but Michael Porter Jr., man, that's one of the best years we ever seen in high school. His senior year,
Oh yeah.
you know, too bad he had these back problems and stuff because I really do believe if Michael Porter Jr. didn't have the injury history he had, he'd have definitely been maybe even a top 5 to 10 player in this league right now.
But he's definitely a max contract player.
Oh
If
yeah,
healthy. I mean, shit, he's a pretty good player now.
he's a pretty good player. But
Mhm.
I'm saying if he didn't have the injuries, he'd have been
Oh yeah,
up there.
he's something else without the injuries for sure.
Yeah, bucket getter. He's a KD. He's a KD like bucket getter. You know. But Will, real quick, I know you wanted to speak on this. We talked about this briefly the other day. Yo, let me say this to the people out there too. That new Mob Deep album is official. I'm telling you all that now. That new Mob Deep album definitely is official. But me and Will talked about this the other day. Yo, that dude Ransom, he been around for a minute. I know he had little
Mhm.
personal problems, but yo, that dude, but he's back, bruh. Ransom, that Premiere and Ransom stuff, EP, Premiere and Ransom, that's official. It's
Yeah,
official. And Will, you were talking about him destroying every mic in sight. Speak on him. Speak on Ransom, bruh.
bro. Ransom might be the best rapper that if you a person that only listens to the radio, he's probably the best rapper you never heard of right now. Anyway, but he's been around a long time. He was
He's been
rapping with
around a long time.
Joe
Yep.
Budden, Fab, Paul Kane. Like some of the mixtapes they did back then, the Triangle Offense, some of that stuff. But yeah, he's crazy. He got and his work ethic is crazy too. He got projects by himself, project with Dave East this year. He had a project with Conway, I think late last year. Like he's always just working, man. And his pen and the maturity, and is his subject matter is impressive as well, man. He's one of my favorites right now. I listen to anything he puts out for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, he's doing his thing. I also heard Lupe Fiasco is teaching at MIT.
Yeah, he been a professor for a little minute.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna tell you something. He released the EP too. I want to say back in August or September. That thing is hot too. That
Mhm.
thing is real hot. Lupe Fiasco. No, let me tell you something, bruh. And we're gonna do a show on this one. We're gonna do a show soon. We've been talking about it. We definitely gonna do a hip hop show soon, y'all. But 2025 has been a great year for hip hop. Let me say that. It's been a great year, especially for us older heads too. You know, it's been a great year. Um, there's one rapper that's a kind of an older head. I was a little well, you know what? I'm not even going to get into that one. But let me tell you who dropped this summer: Ghostface, Raekwon,
Mhm.
Benny, The Clips,
Mhm.
Ransom dropped the EP, Lupe
Gibbs.
Fiasco dropped the EP, Freddie Gibbs dropped the album this summer.
Mhm.
Tyler Creator, he dropped the album. Joey Badass dropped the album this summer. I mean, bruh, were you not entertained with what you got this summer? I think
Right.
I'm skipping somebody else too. I know I'm skipping one or two, but bruh, I can't remember a year of the quality of albums like this in hip hop in a
Mhm.
long time, in a while. This shit reminded me almost like going back to the record store back in the day and getting an album every week. That's what it
Yep.
reminded me of. You know, it's been a great year for hip hop, man. Oh, before we forget, also congratulations and much deserved for Salt and Pepper entering the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Tell y'all something, and y'all are lying to yourself if you don't think this. Salt and Pepper is one of the greatest rap groups of all time. Look at all the stuff they did, especially for women, being pioneers, taking women's platform with hip hop to another level, everything like that there, bruh. You got to give these ladies their due, bruh, and much deserved into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Salt and Pepper definitely one of the best groups of all time.
Oh yeah,
Definitely,
facts.
yeah, man. That
Shout out
Salt
to
with a
Cass
Deadly.
too, man.
Shout out to who?
Outcast.
Oh man, how did I forget Outkast? Who, in my opinion, may be the greatest rap group of all time. That's just my opinion. Their first four albums, bruh, were straight certified classics. AT Aliens, Stay Kona, um, the first one, Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music. Oh man, I know I'm skipping one more, bruh. I know. Equemini.
Mhm.
Those first four albums right there were as good as it gets in hip hop. They were as good as it gets. As a matter
Mhm.
of fact, that might have been the best four album run from a group ever. I know about the Speaker Box and the Love Below. That was a solid album. That was another solid album they had too. But those first four, bruh, bruh. And I always get to this shit with Andre 3000. People always say with this bullshit. Oh, Andre 3000 will have a solo album. Guess what? Andre 3000 is one of the best MCs you ever heard in your life. Stop with the bullshit. I don't care if he didn't have a solo album or not. I don't care about that. But that man was spitting on them Outcast albums was amazing. Big Boy was a very good rapper as well. Man, let me tell you something, man. Outkast definitely deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. As I said, they have a case to be the greatest hip hop group ever. Of course, you got Run DMC, you got The Woo, you got Outkast, got to throw the
Mob, Tribe.
Mob, Tribe, De La Soul. You throw PE in there, The Roots. You know what I'm saying? It's been so many, even NWA. You got to throw NWA in there for what they did. NWA. You know, I'm gonna tell you an album. I don't know if you heard this album or not, but I played this album last week, man. It's definitely one of the best hip hop albums that come off the West Coast. Bizarre Ride to the Far Side, man. The Far Side don't get their due either, man. They
Nah,
they they.
it's funny you bring them up, man. I work with a dude about your age, man, a real hip hop head.
Mhm.
And he was just talking to me about the Far Side, man. Like, so I gotta tap in and do some research.
Bruh. bro. You gotta listen, Lou. I'm talking about Lou, my boy Lou. But Will, you gotta listen to Bizarre Ride to the Far Side. That's their first album. That's what you need, bruh. That album is probably in my top 10 to 15 hip hop albums of all time. Definitely. That album was smoking hot. And, you know, I don't know if you heard that song, She Keeps On Passing Me By. That was
Yeah,
on
that's
there.
hard.
Yeah, yeah, that album was fire. Other Fish in the Sea. That whole album, man, was just no skips. It was some funny shit on there too. There's skits on there were funny too. They had this one skit called "It's Jigaboo Time." It was funny as hell, man. It
Yeah,
was funny
definitely
as
check
hell.
them out, man.
Yeah, they were ahead of their time with that Jigaboo Time shit too, man. And they had another skit, Quentin's on his way. They said Quentin's on his way with another J. It's about we gonna get high. That's what they were like and shit. Yeah, that first Far Side album was hot, man. They that first album, to me they had Plain Rap was a good album. The second album was a classic or damn near a classic, but man, that first album, no, bruh, man, that Bizarre Ride to the Far Side, that shit was amazing. That shit was amazing, man. But yeah, you know, we gonna do a hip hop show one day, bro. We definitely gonna do one of those one day. We just want the people to know it's coming. It's just about we gotta get the guests on. We gotta definitely get a female guest, and I got some other guests in mind too. So you know, we want to spread it all around. Definitely gotta get the ladies on there, with the ladies' point of view, and everything like that. So yeah, man, we want to do that show one day soon, brother.
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. But Will, once again, brother, it's been a great show, bruh, that we had tonight, man.
Hell yeah,
So
bro.
hey, I just want to kick a quick shout outs, man, real quick. Shout outs to our loyal listeners and stuff. And you know, we gonna keep on going. And well, I gotta mention one thing, man. And I'm just gonna leave it at this, bro. Shame on you weak ass 8 senators who sat up there and folded the way you did over the whole government thing. Shame on you all. I could go further, bro, but I don't want to go on one of them real rants and stuff because right now I'm cool right now, bro. But I just want to say to them gutless cowards, man, shame on you all, man. Shame on you all for folding the way you did, like a damn napkin. It was that's crazy. But we'll kick your shout outs, bro.
Oh, always, man. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to the family. And man, just shout out to this great time of year, man. All the sports going on. And shout out to all the artists that we were just talking about, man. Amazing year for music.
Mhm. Amazing year for music, bro. Amazing year for music, especially hip hop, bro. Like I said, it's one of the best hip hop years ever. So
Hmm.
everything. Right now, bro. Everything from music to sports is good. The only thing is, what's going on now ain't good. That's the only thing we need to do the trifecta. You know what I'm talking about, man.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, but anyway, on behalf of me and Will, we'll see y'all the next episode. Say enjoy your weekend. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.